Goodness to you. This is Sporty King coming at you. And I say goodness because I don't know whether you're watching morning, afternoon, or evening. But isn't it great to have good in front of your salutation? Welcome to Gift Friday. I created Gift Friday because so often we hear people say TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. But I say, what allure does Friday have to the person who took their last breath on Thursday? Or any day before that, for that matter. So I've learned to use what I got through my scripture reading, and that is, it is good to proclaim your unfailing love in the morning, your faithfulness in the evening. In other words, that is from, excuse me, my throat's not working for me today, but that's from Psalm, I think 92, 90. I got to double check that. But anyway, because of that, what I say is not TGIF, but TGIT. Thank God it's today. And then TGIT. Thank God it's tonight. Because that's what we need to be thanking God for. So with that, I added Matthew 5:34 that says, so don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Thank God it's tonight. Today's trouble is enough for today. Thank God it's today. Matthew 6:34. Sometimes you got to misquote your scripture to get your scripture right. But that reminds us, if I give us another option, and that is if we take the T and TGIF and move it from the front to the end, we get TGIF. Trusting God is free. We just get another way of looking at TGIF. Trusting God is free. Think about it. What does it cost you to benefit from the most important gift of the day? Waking up every single day. So now, if we move the T from the front to the end, we get GIFT, gift. God is for today. This is what we want to be giving God thanks for, the blessing of waking up every single day. And that's why I created Gift Friday. What I do with this broadcast is I use one of my original poetic messages and show you how you might use it, or give you some ideas of how it might be used in conversation to uplift somebody's life, including yourselves. Because you never know where the help is coming from, but you know that the help is coming. Today, on a 2018 panel discussion I had with a good friend of mine, Lisa Santiago McNeil, she used the term passing the baton. And it was apropos for our conversation at the time. And I tucked it away and let it marinate. Excuse me. After deciding to create an acronym from listening to her say pass the baton, I attitude, trust, obligations, and nerve. Because I was inspired by that night poetry reading that I had gone to with one of my new, I call him a young prophet, but he's one of my new nephews, Josh Smalls, and especially the sharing by a good friend of his, Obi West. Fantastic poets. Meanwhile, what I did is I created a poem in that genre, and I called the poem Passing the Baton. Passing the baton. Yet before I go into my meaning for each letter, let me first state that the true key in passing the baton is the willingness of the receiver to accept it. And I don't know that we give our next generation enough credit for their being willing to extend their hands, which actually takes me to the third letter of T for trust. And appropriate that the letter is in the middle of the word baton, because you have to build trust. You have to build trust for your beliefs and attitudes to be accepted, so that newfound obligation is worthy of the nerve it'll take to hang on to the baton and pass it with conviction. Or are you passing it along with contrition? Yes, let's go back to the beginning and ask ourselves if we're looking to pass along stale beliefs. Are you passing along cliches that you don't believe in? Are you still stating that you can't handle another thing on your plate, while comfortingly reassuring someone else that the Lord wouldn't give you more than you can handle? You see, you've got to pick one of those and make it a mantra so that you don't get stuck practicing what you preach when it's your turn to preach what you practice. And don't look now. Wait, no. Actually, come a little closer so that you can see that extra portion steeped on my plate. Bless me to realize that I deserve a platter. I make moves, not just sounds, when it's time to do things that really matter. Meanwhile, on that platter, I have a spot that I can stick a fork in my A attitude, because it's done more than my share of believing, grieving, receiving, weaving a wonderful web of positivity, power, and a clear purpose of my expectations when I release the baton. Because I expect and trust that it will press and rest in the palms with no stress, other than a confirmation that this vision of their future is precious cargo that goes around the lights and goes around lighting the... My bad, I have to go back because I'm not really finished with the B, because I have to ask if you even believe in yourself. Or are you living in a sea of regrets for the decisions that you made that put you in position to pass the baton? Don't hold that thought, combine it, and confirm that your B attitude isn't broken into 8 blessings that you no longer see as proclamations of happiness and grace. You see, if you don't see, we've got no chance in this race. Drop the baton and drop the mic. And please drop that look off your face so you can face the facts, the music, the direction we need you to go in to retrospectively add value to the legacy that you've been sent to send. So moving back on to the A attitude, I have to answer my own question with an assure you that not only do I believe in myself, I believe in you. And that's not me stuttering. It's my reminder that you are my brother. I am your keeper. No need to hold that thought because it just gets deeper. You see, your attitude touches lives with a domino effect of joy because happiness is contagious. And it's the only thing we want to be caught when we pass the baton. In my book, Morning, Noon, or Night, I have an inspiration that says, the truth is that our youth are headed in the right direction. Every generation wants to redirect the following one after they finally learn from their path. It can't be done. Let them walk their path and create the new vision. The time spent trying to stop them makes that path less clear and more obviously unattainable. So our attitude must be one of support, where we don't express by instead passing the buck of generational questioning of the seed we produced, even as we forget that we couldn't stand it when the buck was pushed on us. These damn kids of today will make it, sometimes because and sometimes in spite of the fact that they're related to those damn kids of yesterday who weren't supposed to make it, based on the lessons we had yet to learn. And yet we continue to keep our expectations HIGH, hindering, inconsiderate, grounding, and hampering, when we could make them HIGH, helpful, inspirational, grace-filled, and hilarious. Yes, we have to laugh at just how successful they'll be, rather than lament over what it'll cost, when all we really have to pay is attention as they mimic and mirror the steps we take, which honor our trust in our track record and excitement in our obligation to pass the baton. And on and on and on and on until the break of dawn. Yep, with a little old school flavor that seasons our recipe as palatable to their taste. Our obligation is to trust our attitude, to believe in and understand their pace. We have to be much obliged in the blessing that they're making mistakes while we're still here to catch them. and break their fall. The blessing to watch them get back up and make that same mistake until they don't, mistaking that pain which proves to be the lesson we preached, whose echo now spells it out. That we probably were their age and actually do understand. You see, we too were underestimated. And it was believed that the baton would bruise rather than beckon and boost our palm beyond our moderate imagination. We too had to stumble and fall before getting up the end nerve to run the race with laser focus, F-O-C-U-S, finding ourselves. Laser focus, finding ourselves, created unlimited success, as focusing on ourselves allowed others to come into focus. And as we recognize that the pronoun I put the focus on in this poem actually paints the picture of the passer, not the receiver's responsibility. You see, if you give me junk, my option is to nurture your junk or throw it away. If you give me joy, it's my pleasure to keep you involved as I take it to new heights. The true key in passing the baton is in the willingness of the receiver to accept it. This generation will extend their hand and gladly take the baton. Will you extend yours and freely give it, or throw it away out of spite? I'm Sporty King, and I hope you enjoyed that poem, Passing the Baton. Remember, if you'd like to have a copy and you're on Facebook or LinkedIn, just email me your request to sporty@sportyking.com and I'll send you a PDF copy. If you're on YouTube or my website, you can drop that in a thread and I'll send it to you. The reason I asked you to send me the email, by the way, that way I will be responding to your email, and that'll get through any firewall or security protection that you have that may think that I'm spamming you with sending you a PDF. So that's why I asked you to request it through my website, through my email address. Just remember, God is for today. And that's the good news, whether you're watching morning, afternoon, or evening. Thank you for enjoying and participating, and have a great and wonderful weekend again.